Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you are here because today we are doing something different. If you have been feeling stuck watching endless videos without actually finishing a project, that ends right now. In the next 30 minutes, you aren't just learning GitHub Copilot, you are using it to build and launch your professional digital identity. We are moving fast and we are building for real. By the end of this lecture, you won't just have a folder on your computer. You will have a live website visible to the entire world. Here, we are going to take your raw resume and transform it into a high-end responsive portfolio website. This is a real digital identity that you can send to recruiters, clients, or peers immediately. And the best part, it is going to be hosted on GitHub pages, 100% free. So here's the game plan. First, we will get Visual Studio Code and GitHub Copilot configured for maximum efficiency. Second, we are bypassing the toy examples and jumping straight into actual work. And finally, we are going to deploy it live. Yeah? If you want to stop watching tutorials and start creating actual value, this is the video for you. No fluff, no filler, just high velocity creation. I'm ready if you are. Let's dive in. We are exploring a tool that has quietly become one of the most powerful companions for anyone working in tech. Whether you are a DevOps engineer, developer, system administrator, cloud architect, or someone who works with scripts, servers, or automation. GitHub Copilot has become a need right now because AI assisted development is rapidly becoming the new baseline skill, and the people who learn to leverage it early will deliver faster, automate more, and stay ahead in the industry. I would say this is not even the thing of future. It is happening right now. Being part of one of the largest enterprises on this planet, I can confirm this. Vibe coding is not just recognized, but it is being adopted as well as appreciated by the enterprises. Yes. In this lecture, we will first install Visual Studio Code, install GitHub Copilot in it, and then do the initial configuration to get started with using GitHub Copilot. I'm using Windows, so I'll install VS Code using Chocolatey. In case you are using Windows and Chocolatey is not already installed, you can take the script from here and launch PowerShell in administrator mode, and simply executing it will install Chocolatey in your system. But in my case, Chocolatey is already installed, so I need not to do it one more time. After that, let me search for VS Code. So Visual Studio Code, and here is this. Let me copy this and install, and Choco install VS Code -y because I do not want to be prompted. Yep. If you are not on Windows, please install VS Code using the package manager available in your system. Yes, there we go. Visual Studio Code is installed successfully in our system. I must add here, if you absolutely hate CLI, you can even install Visual Studio Code using App Store, okay? So in Microsoft Store, you can go and search for Visual Studio Code, and you can directly install it as well if you do not want to do it using Chocolatey, right? That should be fine. Eventually, the goal is to install VS Code, which is done. So let's launch it. All right, there we go. Next, what we need to do is install GitHub Copilot extension. So let me search for GitHub Copilot here. Let me install both GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot Chat. Yep, it is done. It's very fast, right? Next, what we need to do is press Ctrl, Shift, and then P and type this GitHub Copilot. so that you start seeing all the commands related to GitHub Copilot, and among these we want to select GitHub Copilot sign in. Yes, click on this and allow it. This will take us to github.com in the browser. Let me click continue. And that's it. As soon as we have approved this GitHub authentication request, you can see in this list of LLM models, I can see various models that are approved, that are allowed for my account. Means this essentially means GitHub Copilot extension that is running in my local Visual Studio Code is successfully authenticated to use GitHub Copilot. Yes. A point to note here is I have a valid GitHub Pro subscription. So for that reason, it never asked me to, make a payment or enable the free tier plan, right? But in your case, if you are doing it for the first time, it might ask you to add payment method or enable the free tier on this screen, right? As well as you should take a note of this page. This is the place from where you can manage your GitHub Copilot. So this is the place you want to be aware of when you are using GitHub Copilot. That sounds good? Yes. Now it is time to finally get to use Copilot like a real assistant, not as a demo tool. And instead of building something only developers care about, we are creating something every tech professional needs, an online portfolio. A place where your resume becomes a website, your work becomes searchable, and your presence becomes visible to the world forever. So, here is the idea. In this lecture, we are exploring GitHub Copilot. But instead of creating some random script that you will forget 5 minutes after the lecture ends, let's build something that actually matters. I want you to walk away with something useful, something you can proudly show, not just another demo that disappears from memory, right? That's why we are turning this session into a hands on project. We are building your online portfolio using GitHub Copilot. Now, let me tell you, a portfolio website matters because your PDF resume just sits on someone's laptop, while a web portfolio gives you a real digital identity, something searchable, shareable, and built to showcase your skills. Yes? So here's what we will do. We will take your current PDF resume and with Copilot's help, we will convert it into a clean, professional, full-fledged portfolio website. Sounds fun and useful, right? Well, let's jump in and start building. Let's go. All right. So in order to use GitHub Copilot, first of all, we should create a folder. So I'll go here, open a folder. I will create it in the C drive and I'll name it as online portfolio. Yeah. And select this folder. Yes, I trust the authors. All right. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to extract the text from my resume. So in order to do this, let me add my resume, which is in PDF format right now. So its extraction is important. Now let me give an audio instruction. Extract my resume content and rewrite it in clean, structured bullet points suitable for building a portfolio website. Make sure to remove the company's name as I do not want to get into any trouble. Okay. Replace them with organization 1, organization 2, etc. if needed, but I do not want to see company name anywhere in the resume text. Yes. Okay, let me copy this text, go to my project,
Let me create a new folder called data, and inside I'll create a file called resume.md. Yeah, put everything inside this. And okay, this is garbage. I do not want this. Let me remove. Rest seems to be fine. Let me view it and ensure everything is good, which it is. Yes. All right. This is good. Now we want to create an instructions file in order to help GitHub Copilot understand the context of our project. What exactly we want it to build, how to convey this. I can obviously type it over here and then, give all the details, but that's not possible for me to do it every time, right? Because I might create a new chat and that chat history will be lost. So how to give this initial context to GitHub Copilot? It's very straightforward. We can create this file. There's nothing special about this file. You can name it differently also if you really want it to be. It is just convenient for me to understand that this is file meant for giving the instructions to the Copilot. That's all about it. Okay. Don't think that without this file, Copilot will not be able to read any other file or something like that. Okay. Nothing like that. Now this is the place where I should start adding the instructions for the Copilot. But hey, who will type so much? I am definitely not going to type anything here. Go to ChatGPT again. Let me start a new chat. And what we want this time is, let me give instructions to ChatGPT. Create a text for copilot instructions.md file. What I want is my resume to be converted into a responsive multi-page personal portfolio website with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, including an about page, skills page, project page, contact page, and a home page. Clearly describe the folder structure in your prompt. Also give instruction to create theme in light and dark so that end user can choose in which theme they want to see my website. Make sure the website is SEO optimized and the layout is nice and trending. Yes. Okay, so this is the simple prompt I want to give ChatGPT, and I'm expecting it to create GitHub Copilot instructions for me. Let's see how it goes. I don't understand why, but ChatGPT has this bad habit of, getting confused at writing this directory structure. I've seen this multiple times. So this is basically distorting the output. I have to correct it manually. Why? Okay, let me copy everything. Go to Git Visual Studio Code. Create a file called copilot instructions.md and paste it here. Let me clean little bit. Control M. No, it's fine. You see, this is getting distorted at this place. I have to fix it manually. Maybe I want to remove this as well so that I can get the text in proper MD format, and this seems to be good. Okay, so basically this is the Copilot instructions, as well as we have the resume.md which contains my resume text. With this we are all set to start using Copilot. So I'll just switch to Copilot, make it full, and let's say build. I just want to give one liner instruction because I have already done the hard work in extracting the resume text and creating the detailed Copilot instructions. So it should be able to pick it up from there. So let's see what it develops for us. And there we go. Look at this. In just couple of minutes, Copilot has created a website for us that suffice our need, and it has followed the instructions that we have specified in this file, right? For example, I wanted index.html file created right in the root directory, and it has created exactly that way. And similarly, you can see other options as well. Now, let's see how this website looks like. I can perhaps do it here itself. Let me reveal in the file explorer and open this website. Look at this. This is the draft product. Can you imagine? So far, I have just told it this is my resume and create a website. And this is what it has created. Look at this. It has covered all my professional experiences that I have worked with different organizations in the past, education, awards, everything is there, right? Look at the skills, bullet points. Certification card looks even better, right? So it can create such a nice website. Let me show you the different themes that it has created. I don't know what is this neon light. Who likes the light website? I don't know. Dark works for me. And look at this. It is looking absolutely beautiful in this dark theme. I'm simply loving this. Okay. Now, maybe, just to mimic your exact needs, I want to do couple of things. Okay, let me see what it does when we click on download resume. Okay, so it says this feature is coming soon. So Copilot in its default version of the code has not created this feature, and rightly so, because I've not given it a PDF file, right? So let me add the PDF file. I can do it here itself in the data, and I'll just ask it to add this feature. I have added slash data slash resume dot pdf file. When user, okay, let me make it full screen and also zoom out little bit. Sorry, zoom in. When user clicks on download resume button, this PDF file should be downloaded. Okay, this is the feature request I have made, and let's see what Copilot does. Seems like it has made the change very quickly. So let me go back to this index.html page. Let's see whether it is working or no. Let me click on download resume. And yes, indeed it is working. You see, it is now showing me the web PDF file. This is so good, you see. Now when I click on download resume, very easily it is taking me to my resume. Basically it is downloading the resume in the browser, right? This is good. Now couple of things we can ask Copilot to enhance. For example, I do not want so many themes. I just want a small toggle button for converting from dark to light. I just want to have two themes, not a drop down containing multiple themes, right? So this is one enhancement. And here I want this card to be replaced by my actual photo. So this is good stuff. You see, I got this photo in some PDF file. I just took a snapshot and gave chat to ChatGPT asking it to crop, right? And this is the result. This is pretty good, right? ChatGPT is becoming advanced. So I can just download this file and put it in my repository and ask it to use it within the project, right? Basically in the UI. So let's do this. Say not here, but my Vijay Sani. So better place should be in a folder inside the assets. So I'll just say images and move this file over here. Yeah, move. And now I'll ask GitHub Copilot to make some enhancements. Use images slash no assets slash images slash widget uh, png file as dp to show in the UI. This is one instruction, and secondly, I do not want a drop down for themes. Rather, okay, let me make it. Okay, so this is the instruction. By the way, don't worry, you instead of typing the file name, you can also add in like this file and folder data. Oh, my bad. File and folder and just search widget and attach it like this. But in this way, entire file has to be shipped to Copilot and it will bring some network latency. I need not to do that. So that's why I'm not attaching the file. Rather, I'm just giving a reference of the file, right? That's the way. And this is a simple instruction to remove unnecessary themes, which I do not want. Let's give it. My expectations are this drop down will be replaced by a toggle button. Let's see if it does it in first go or no. Okay, I want you to notice this. While fulfilling my request, Copilot is specifically asking my permission to execute this statement. So, firstly, you should know that Copilot has ability to execute statements on our behalf. It can execute a variety of statements. On some statements that are not allowed by default, it will ask our permission. We can take a cautious approach, obviously, and choose to give permission manually. We might skip as well if we find that statement to be risky, right? As well as if you feel that this statement is not at all risky, and you do not want Copilot to keep on asking to execute similar statement again and again, you can even configure auto approve, right? So you can just say enable auto approve. So because this is first time I'm using Copilot here, so it is asking me for this prompt. Let me enable it. And I'll say configure auto approve. Okay, it's asking me to sign in with my GitHub. Let me sign in. I can go to settings.json and actually type that command, say remove item, and just say true. This will give power to Copilot to be able to run this command remove item without even asking me. So this is just for a demo purpose, but I do not want to give this power to Copilot. So I'll just remove this. But nevertheless, I've showed you that you can actually configure Copilot to be able to run these statements on your behalf. As well as please take a look at this list. So there are these commands already pre-configured with true or false, as applicable. So these are relatively safe command to be executed in your system. That's why they are configured like this. For now, let me click allow and proceed. Copilot has executed this command. Okay, seems like it has completed the changes that we requested. So I want to take a look at this. Okay, that sounds good. So image is coming in as well as the toggle button is replaced now, right? This is fine. Image is too large. Let me reduce the size of image. So I have to ask it, reduce the size of image by 50%. I'll say, yep. So apart from this image, I'm fine with this. I've got the drop down replaced with this toggle button as well. I wanted my personal portfolio website to be exactly like this. So this is fine. Yeah. And look at this. As soon as I have issued the command to Copilot, it was able to understand my requirement and actually reduce the size of image. Exactly how I wanted it to be. Right now, so many things we can keep doing on this. Maybe I can add a blogging page as well where I can, write my tech blogs. I'm sure you are already impressed with these abilities of Copilot. In this era of generative AI, you can rightly say that we are only limited by our ability to think. Whatever we can think of, we can actually develop it using Copilot. The generative AI has surely collapsed a lot of hurdles, right? I hope you agree with me on this statement. This website is amazing, okay? It is really superb, it is really cool, but it's running in my own system. Nobody else is able to access this. What's the use? That PDF was better than, right? What's the use if it is only accessible in my system? So I want to be able to deploy it somewhere, ensure people are able to access it, but I do not want to purchase a domain and pay for it. All of that, I do not want to get it. I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it for free forever. It's not that I'll need this portfolio for just 3 months of time, right? I'm going to need it forever. So I want to host it somewhere where I do not have to pay for it. And GitHub Pages is one such option. Okay. So let me go to github.com and create a repository for this. Okay. So I'll create a repository. I'll call it Vijay Seni Portfolio. Yes, it is available. Very good. I'll not get into details. I'll just say create repository. In fact, I can specify Copilot, instructions here also, and that will help me in setting up the repository. You see, GitHub Copilot is everywhere. It's that good. Okay, so this is the repository I've created. This is good. Let me copy the URL of my repository and go back to Visual Studio Code again. I'll just ask. So in my system, right, I'm already configured. I use Git, right? So I'll just say the changes and push to repository. Okay, let's say I am not going to do, git initialize, git commit and all of that. I'm letting Copilot do it all by its own. It should be automatically done for us, right? So if Copilot is good enough to generate the entire website, surely it understands git commands as well. So I want to use its ability to be able to execute these statements. So yes, it has done git add. Let me allow it. So it has detected that the git add is not working because this is not initialized yet, right? So firstly let it initialize, and it has initialized the git repository. Now let's add to the staging area. Such a beautiful commit message it is writing. I would have never written that. And allow. By the way, we can configure all of these commands to auto approve. Okay, we need not to click on it manually every single time. I've demonstrated the same as well to you, right? So the moment we have done this, you can see the .git folder is created as well as the repository should be pushed now. Look at this. Our static website is already pushed to the GitHub repository. How cool is that? Now, in order to deploy it on GitHub pages and make it accessible to everyone, let me go to the settings. I'll go to pages and I'll just say deploy from my main branch, root directory. This is fine. Save it. It might take up to a minute. Usually within a minute it will make our website live. And there we go. Our website is live. It took about 3 minutes to go live, but finally we are here. This is the URL that I can access. And look at this beauty. Our website is live to the whole world. Anybody can hit this URL and access my website, as well as now it is no longer a PDF sitting in my laptop or somebody's laptop. It is right there on internet. Means it can be searched and found easily, at least more easily than PDF file. Hope you agree, right? And yes, is what else I can ask for. It's doing fantastic. Yeah. All right. So here we are. So in this lecture, not just we were able to create an online portfolio website right from scratch. All we had is a PDF resume file. And from there, we were able to create this beautiful looking website within a couple of clicks. With very minimal effort, we were able to create this website, as well as we are also able to use GitHub pages to be able to publish this website for the whole world. How cool is that? And that's the beauty of today's exercise. You see, we didn't build a toy project or generic blog. We built a portfolio website that actually helps our career, right? Powered by GitHub Copilot and GitHub Pages. Free for life, searchable by Google and fully automated. Meaning, whenever in future you will have more updates, so you can just push your changes and they'll become live on this website almost instantly. How cool is that? Now, no, this is not even a tip of iceberg. GitHub Copilot is much more powerful than this. It is not just good enough for creating the static websites. It can create dynamic websites. It can write your complex SQL queries. It can write the Docker Compose and Docker files for you, as well as help you deploy on your Kubernetes using your CI/CD pipelines. So it is immensely more helpful. It's just me who is somehow stopping myself from not making this lecture lengthier. I want to keep it for everyone, but I hope you are now in better position to be able to appreciate GitHub Copilot slightly more. Well, that was the intention of this lecture as well, and I hope you had a good time. Well, that's it for now. Take good care of yourself. Thank you.